Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Welcome back to the World Cup watch-alongs. My first one of the day. Big up to Kev and Beth, or Beth and Kev, for the Spain game, and well done for having the first 0-0. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't get the first 0-0. I cannot be blamed. But to be fair, for a 0-0, it actually was quite enjoyable, Cape Verde. But yeah, we're ready to go. Today we are, I mean, that's a weird stadium, isn't it? Look at that. It's like a shark fin on the back. I like this stadium. First time we've been here as well. I don't know. There's a quiz question for you. We're in Seattle here. I think this is the first time we've played at Seattle, although I feel like it might not be. Is there any stadium in this World Cup we've not had yet? I feel like we have done them all, but let me know. Belgium against Egypt is our first game. We have got Uruguay at 11 o'clock tonight as well, so 2 watch-alongs with me. Remember, I am now called the Night Owl. Twit2, late streaming watch-alongs with Goldbridge. We're here. I'm now operating in a US time clock. So, yes, I don't go to bed till at least 2 a.m. anymore. But, yes, it's Salah against De Bruyne, but not prime Salah, and not prime De Bruyne, is it? I think if we're being completely honest, it's neither that. We are sponsored by Boyle Sports on the show tonight. I will be talking about those in a moment. But before I do all that, let me just say that we are about ready to start this game. And I want to get the team news for you. I mean, Belgium, to me, are a team that always fail. So I just don't think there's any pressure on Belgium tonight because they always fail. But they've got some good players. I mean, I look at Tillemans and Onana. They had brilliant seasons with Villa. Trossard had a good season with Arsenal. De Bruyne is De Bruyne. I mean, Meunier still plays. I mean, that does surprise. I mean, I don't think Belgium do very well in this tournament. I don't think they even hit the quarterfinals, but that's probably not a bad thing for them because that's sort of what people are expecting from them. So, yeah, I sort of feel like that might be the case. Sorry, I'm just getting this ready for the start of the game. Right, there we go. Can I get the timer ready as well? Sorry, I've got a few issues with the stream tonight, so I'm just trying to. We're live on YouTube. You will be okay. It's just some issues in the background which I'm sorting out. So let's get this game started first of all. Again, not many empty seats. Belgium, Egypt. We'll talk about Egypt in a moment. Just waiting for the start, and there we go. Time is up and running. Hope you've all had a good day. There we go. Okay, we're up and running. There we go. Yeah, as I said, just before we get into the Egypt team, we are sponsored by Boyle Sports on the stream tonight. We've had Boyle Sports working with us on a few of our watch-alongs already. So let's get straight into it. My bet builder for this game, because I need to tell you the players to watch as well. Belgium to win, Doku to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, and both teams to score. I'm confident on this one. I've not gone for anything stupid. So I've got Belgium to win, Doku to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, and both teams to score. And a quick reminder of what a bet builder is. It's one bet made up of a number of things. So if they all happen, it boosts up to one bet. So let me know what you think thoughts are on that. Also, I've got a bit of a quiz for you as well. No prizes, just a bit of fun. Who is Belgium's all-time top goal scorer? He's not on the pitch at the moment. So keep hold of your answer. I'll tell you that later. Also, just to let you know, this week's special offer from Boyle Sports is fantastic. You get completely free £5 Euro free bet to use on a bet builder for the England versus Croatia game this Wednesday. Make sure you put your loyalty and patriotism aside and pick with clarity of thought this World Cup. Boyle Sports are reminding you to bet with your head, not with your heart. Don't let your emotions muddy the waters. As always, it's 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and via the QR code. So we're up and running here. Thanks very much to Boyle Sports. Salah is playing for Egypt. Mamouche is up front. I don't really know a lot about Egypt other than that. Is there any other players? I couldn't really find any players from Egypt to sort of ones to watch apart from Salah and Mamouche. I don't know whether that's a little bit unfair and stereotypical, but if you do think there are players other than that, my players to watch in this game are Tielemans and Doku. I think they're the two players that I think have had the best season in the Premier League out of the Belgian players, and those two players. I mean, obviously they've got Courtois in goal as well. Yeah. Boom. Okay, let me get back to my live chat. I've got my PS5 down here, and I keep kicking it. Quite annoying. Got me coffee to get me through the night. Yeah, I don't want a 0-0. Do you think Belgium could be a dark horse, as Jojo? No. No, I really don't. Are you doing the other game later? I will talk about the schedule for the week. I seem to do this every half time. I'm absolutely loving this World Cup, by the way. We've got a real community feel going on with these watch-alongs, especially the late night ones. I know we've still got weeks of it left, but I'll definitely be sad. I'll look back on this in the autumn and go, what a great time it was. So I'm loving doing the late games. It is a bit tiring at times, but then, you know, when you start, it's like, oh, I love it. I bloody love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Uruguay. I feel Uruguay, because of Bielsa, are more of a dark horse than Belgium. Even though Belgium might have a better squad, I think Uruguay will play good football. Off topic, I was thinking Roberto Martinez's agent must be the best agent in the world, says Sam. Well, I don't disagree with you. I don't think he's a very good coach, and he's had the Belgium job and the Portugal job, and I think he fucked them both. Well, he hasn't done it to Portugal yet, but yeah. I mean, I used to think Jermaine Genius's agent was the best in the world when I saw him presenting the Ballon d'Or, but maybe not anymore. We'll leave it there. This is the first live I've enjoyed since 2006. Is true, gent. Thank you very much. Zuta says, I love you, Daddy. You're so cute. Thank you very much to Sam. Belgium is a bookie's best bet. Always disappoints. Yeah, I'm just going to go into this World Cup with no expectations for Belgium. If they get to the quarterfinals, fair play. I've got Trossard first goal scorer. I need to recoup some losses, says Nick P. Yeah, I must just clarify with the Boyle Sports stuff as well. Obviously, my bet builder, I need everything to happen for it to come in. So I've got Belgium to win, Doku to score any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, and both teams to score. However, I'd probably brushed over this a little bit because it's the first time we've done it. There is a special offer from Boyle Sports. You get a completely free £5/Euro bet to use on a bet builder for England-Croatia game on Wednesday. So scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. It's a free £5 Euro or pound bet to use as a bet builder for the England-Croatia game on Wednesday. So absolutely free £5 Euro or Euro bet on a bet builder on Wednesday. We haven't had that before, so I was a little bit like, what's that all about, but I've just had that clarified. How are you feeling, Mark? Says Hamza. I'm good now. You know, I mean, been busy doing numerous things today, but although this is, I suppose, technically work, sitting and watching football with you good people for a few hours is actually quite enjoyable. De Bruyne's just had a shot there from the edge of the box. I don't think the keeper was ever in any trouble there. He was diving, but I think he had it covered. Kevin De Bruyne is going to find it hot, isn't he? Not because he's got ginger hair, because he's well into his 30s. I knew somebody would say that. Because he's got, it's not because he's ginger, it's because he's, right, I said it. The reason I think he's going to find it hot is because he's well into his 30s. He's 34. He's going to be 35 in a couple of weeks. Got some gingerists in the chat. Keep mining. I don't know what that is, Bran. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Should be a good game. Love your coffee cups and happy birthday to Salah too. Oh, Becky, I did not know it was Mo Salah's birthday today. Happy birthday to Mo Salah. He's a bit busy at the moment, but let's have a quick look. He is born on the 15th of June. He is 34. He's actually nearly a year younger than De Bruyne. I wonder when he'll announce he's going to Saudi. And a true gent says, European champions just got held by a team that has the population of Bristol. Going on here. We've got a player down injured for Belgium. I love you, I know I want to. So Nana, he went down. I was thinking about that, you know, and I often say what I'm thinking. I was thinking that today, how we don't really get a lot of injuries in a World Cup, do we? And I know why. I've got a theory we don't get a lot of injuries in a World Cup. Because unless it's a bad injury, I think players will play. You know, like in a normal season. Oh, I'm out for 3 weeks with a bad ankle. Or I'm going to have to miss a couple of weeks with a knock. These lads are playing every 3 or 4 days. We don't get anyone who's out. If you go through the history of the World Cup, right, I guarantee you will hardly find anybody who misses a couple of games with a knock. You either get a bad injury or you don't get anything. Eddie says, I was excited to see Le Mans, but it's Courtois. Yeah, he's on the bench, but he ain't going to get any game time. Good experience for him, though. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in, by the way. We have got nearly 6,000 watching already on YouTube. Make sure you share the video. Get involved. Ray says, who do you think is the World Cup's biggest flop overall? Don't say us. Personally, I think Netherlands. I think it's too early to say that, Ray. I think it's too early to say that. I think... look, I wouldn't be worried about Spain. If you didn't see the Spain game, one of the favourites for the World Cup, drew 0-0 with Cape Verde. But Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia in their first game in the last World Cup, and they still won it. So, you know, Argentina lost to Cameroon in 1990 in their first game. They still won it. So I wouldn't worry about Spain. They're still going to be a very good team. I think Brazil will probably do quite well because they're so bloody defensive, but I don't see Brazil winning it. The Spanish lost to the Swiss in 2010 as well, says Clark. Yeah, it's not about being it's not. You can have a bad start in a World Cup. The most important thing is just to stay alive, isn't it? The World Cup did wonders to Luke Shaw's fitness, says Montan. Thank you very much. Who do you think? Thank you very much to Ray. Hope you're okay. All or nothing, says Patrick. I can't wait for the cameras on Wilcox when he's on the phone trying to convince people he's director of football of United. I don't think he. I don't think he will be. I don't think he will be involved in it. To be honest with you, mate. I think it'll be all about the players. Oh, M. Fanton says, what did you think about Sweden? You know what I think about the Sweden game last night? Was it 5-1 against Tunisia, and then Tunisia sacked their manager? It's like the Premier League. Argentina didn't win the World Cup in 1990, but they did get to the final. Sorry, Germany won it. I think that this often happens. You know, maybe you should stay up and watch Iran, New Zealand at 2 a.m. because it probably will be a good game. Australia, Turkey, didn't watch it. Was a good result for Australia. South Korea game with Czech Republic, didn't watch it. Was actually quite a good game. And Sweden against Tunisia, didn't watch it. 6 goals. So maybe you should stay up for the late games. But I was very impressive from what I saw from the highlights. I mean, how bad were Tunisia, you might say, but that's a good group as well. You know, Sweden are in the same group as Japan and the Netherlands, aren't they? First yellow card there. Atia needs to calm down a little bit. Yeah, he did throw his foot out and trip him. It's a fair yellow card. You can't trip someone up like that. It's definitely a yellow card. You can't complain about that. Sam says, "How was the Spain game, Mark?" You know what? I wasn't on the watch along because Beth and Kev did it on here, but I did. I watched the game, and I don't know about you, but yet again, it flew by. Even though it was 0-0, it flew. I mean, already here we've had 13 minutes. I just find that I'm so impressed with how they make the game feel quick, even if there's no goals in it, because the ball's always. I think the ball must be in play more than it's ever been in any tournament. I mean, comparable to the Premier League, I'd love to compare the minutes in play for the World Cup so far compared to the Premier League last season, because the games just go by so quickly. So yeah, I did watch Cape Verde against Spain, and it wasn't even boring, even though it was a 0-0 park the bus. I did enjoy it. Where are we today? Yellow card for Belgium. This ref's not going to piss about. I think it's Castagnet gets booked for pulling back Salah. Again, another fair yellow card, to be fair. Refs are doing a great job. I think FIFA have done a great job, if I'm being honest. Big shout out to everybody on Twitch, who is sorry, not Twitch, TikTok, who are tuning in with us. We've had them on our last few streams. I don't think they were on for the Spanish game, but welcome everybody. I'm watching it on the BBC tonight, Michael. Yeah, I feel sorry for the BBC, because in the UK we get it gets shared between BBC and ITV, 2 TV stations, free to view. ITV have got the best pundit background I've ever seen. You know, it looks out onto the Brooklyn Bridge, the financial district of New York, the Statue of Liberty. It's real, it's incredible. The BBC have got a green screen in Salford, but also I normally would always have preferred the BBC, because it used to be like Lineker presenting when I quite liked Lineker. It just felt better. ITV are shitting all over it. And I think not having Lineker this year as well is a bit of a loss. Even though I don't particularly like Lineker anymore. I did used to like him as a presenter. And I think ITV, I just prefer ITV. Bogan says the Spain game was horrendous. Sepp says my dad is a fan and watches you at work. Well, look, I'm settling in for the night now. I really enjoy these. I think ITV have got the better pundits as well. You know, Pochettino, Mata, Neville, Keane. Righty. Duncan Ferguson's been very good. BBC just feels way off. Normally they win, but I mean, Theo on this game they've got Theo Walcott, Oliver Giroud, and yeah, it just feels a bit crap. I mean, I don't mind it when Rooney's on. Why did you stop liking Lineker? I just think he's a bit of a prat. And he's took a couple of indirects at me without naming me, and I just think snide, really. I don't mind people taking a pop at me, but say the name. Spain were terrible, says Kenneth. What type of coffee are you having tonight, says Hamza? I'm on a Costa coffee. I was in the shop today and I was like, they had like, you could buy Costa coffee in a granules, so I thought I'd give it a try. Timothy says, I enjoy these watch-alongs, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I feel like Belgium could do better with no expectation on them. Cheers from Rennes in France. Thank you, Timothy. Let us know where you're watching. Gingers have sold, Mark. I think I saw that in a meme, says Thesp. My gran was a ginger. I don't know why people have a problem. Angry Ginger's a ginge. Leave gingers alone. Euro champs held, but I've done that one. Thank you very much. Optimistic for England after these first few games, Mark. What do you think? It's coming home. I'm not messing about. It's coming home. I don't know why people think I'm joking. It's coming home. I'm bloody habit. 3 lines on a shirt. I'm not joking about it. I'm absolutely convinced it's coming home. This is England. You ain't seen nothing till you see Wednesday night. My England watch-alongs have been on a 6 the last few years with Southgate in charge. I want us to win, but I can't stand Southgate. I'm now on a 10. I want us to win. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing like me supporting England without bloody Southgate here. It's going to be absolutely revved up like a Ferrari. And they won at the weekend, so that means we're going to win again. It's funny, I was in the car the other day actually taking Seb to football, and I said, he said, you know what, I think with England, we're coming home. I went, no, it's not we're coming home, it's coming home. If you say we're coming home, that means we're going to lose. And he was like, oh, I thought it was we're coming home. He said, I said, you probably are right, but no, it's coming home. That means we're bringing it home. If we sing we're coming home, that means we're coming home. Robbo says Ginger Lives Matter. Tom Grant says, remember that ref Pierluigi Collina? Yeah, I think he's the boss of referees at FIFA now, Tom. Thank you, Sam. I hope Data Dean gets a part in the show, says Lee Berman. Was the management's replacement on the plane, Mark, says Thess. I mean, good shot. Oh, what a goal. What a goal for Egypt. He's absolutely smashed the crap out of that. Absolute banger for Egypt. Well, I tell you what, that has put a cat amongst the pigeons. And it's a good job I said cat, because if you think about Egypt and the Sphinx, meow, the Sphinx is amongst the pigeons. Belgium are the pigeons, and the cat is the Sphinx, and Egypt are winning 1-0 here. What a goal. Absolute banger. Give him a shout out. Well, we haven't seen the replay yet. So, yeah, it comes in to his feet, edge of the box, one touch, bang. Oh, yeah. That's Courtois in goal as well. You know, that's not some pub league footballer. That's one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. And he's absolutely leathered that into the bottom corner. Game on. I don't do 0-0s. I said this to Beth. I don't do 0-0s. I'll leave that to you. The goals come to me. He's saying, calm down. He's saying, Egypt coach, I'd do that. Calm down. He says, calm down. He's absolutely smashed that. Give him a shout out. Ashore. Imam Ashore. 1-0, 20 minutes. See, that's not a bad time to score, because you score right before the hydration break, which means the most dangerous time after scoring to concede is after you've scored. Boom. Boom, shakalak. Absolutely wrecked that one. I feel like I need to talk to you about this Egypt squad a little bit. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. Hidden, Float, Jake, Ashley. Thank you very much. So... Salah got an assist, yes. If you're playing fantasy football in the World Cup, you need to get a life, but he did get an assist, yeah. There ain't many Egyptian players playing in Europe. A lot of them actually do play in Egypt. But it is a drinks break now. And he didn't half hit that one well. A man ashore. Who does he play for? He's playing, yeah, he plays for Al Ahly in the Egyptian Premier League, 28. A lot of their players do. Look at that, that's impressive. That's a good background, isn't it? That does look really good with the city behind it. This is, we're in Seattle, aren't we here? It says Washington on the side, but it's not Washington, D.C., is it? I mean, my geography isn't great, but I'm pretty sure Washington, D.C. isn't that Washington, is it? It's Washington State, yeah. Washington State is West Coast. Sleepless in Seattle. Washington, D.C., I think is sort of East Coast, isn't it? Near near New York. Not near New York, but you know. So yeah, we're in Seattle. It's a nice stadium. Connor McNamara, great commentator. Who's your favourite, says Rafa. Oh, mate. I was watching it in the kitchen and they had Matterface and Lee Dixon on. And obviously they wanted Cape Verde to get the draw. And he comes out with an absolute crap line. 3 minutes of added time, 3 minutes to go. Just stop it now. Cape Verde deserve a draw. And I'm like, you're a bloody commentator on a football game on mainstream media. Stop the game 3 minutes early because Cape Verde deserve a draw. I mean, we all wanted them to get the draw, but what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you've done really well, underdog. Let's stop it early. I was like, oh, my God. Anyway, how do you feel about Man United doing all or nothing? I'm very excited about it, Nate, actually, because I think it exposes us, which means we should look at that view. That view is so good. That is a great view. Seattle. I'll talk to you about some of the stadiums in a minute. Sod that, where's Trossard? Bloody shitard. My betting days are over. Don't bet, kids. Not worth it, says Nick. Another upset on the cards. I love the World Cup, says Sam. I think Barca just bought Egypt's scorer, says Jaman. Did they? He's 28. I doubt it. Do you agree? Goldio says, do you agree England should use Jerusalem as their national anthem? Scotland and Wales have their own, and God Save the King is boring. Goldio, I've always said this. It's nothing against the national anthem. But I've always said Jerusalem should be our national song for England football team. Bring me my sword, bring me my bow, brought up on England's go. Oh, I'd love it. It's the best. It should be. Yesterday was a bit tough for my European hate watch this tournament, but today we're back in it so far, says Ensured Frames. What's your starting 11 for England, Mark, says Hex. I'm actually doing a preview tomorrow, so I will do that for you. Nick P was talking about his bet not coming in. Let me tell you mine. My bet builder for today's game, because we are sponsored by Boyle Sports. You can scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Belgium to win, not happening at the moment. Both teams to score. Well, Egypt have scored. Doku to score at any time, over 2.5 goals, and over 7.5 corners. I'm still confident all of that can come in. In a way, Egypt scoring, I fancy Belgium to score, so I think I'm still okay. And don't forget, we're testing your knowledge with Ball Sports as well. I'm asking you for half-time, who is Belgium's all-time goal scorer, top goal scorer? Your second question is, Egyptian goalkeeper SM Al-Hadari holds the record as the oldest player to ever play in a World Cup. But how old was he? I'll tell you that at half-time as well. And I would have been older playing Baller League, and I got stopped. I wanted to play in Baller League on the final fixture and I wasn't allowed. And I would have been the oldest ever Baller League player. I'm not bitter. I'll give the answers at half-time. Don't forget, ahead of Wednesday's England v Croatia game, you can get a completely free £5 bet to use on a bet builder for that game. So my bet builder today around Belgium to win, Doku to score any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, both teams to score. A bet builder is where you put a few things together in one bet. You can get a free £5 bet for the England-Croatia game on Wednesday with Ball Sports. Link in the description. Scan the QR code. Remember, it's 18 plus only, UK and Ireland. Please bet responsibly. Terms and conditions are in the description and on the screen. Thank you very much to Ball Sports. Right, back into the game. I want to talk a little bit about... I almost think it should be the Data Dean section. What's the weather like, Data Dean? Yeah. Weather. Goal! De Bruyne. No, it's a foul, and he didn't score. Yes, Mark, it's 28 degrees in Seattle at the moment, and we're projecting the time in Seattle at the moment is midday. Why are they kicking off at midday in Seattle? I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the day, it's midday. So midday they're kicking off. It's 28 degrees at the moment, and it's expected to rise because there is a heat alert where it could get a lot hotter. So Seattle is 28 degrees at the moment, but it's just gone midday. Thank you, Data Dean. Do you rate Doku, says Cherno on TikTok? I do. I think he's a good player, yeah. But here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, mate, nothing's going to keep me away from the late games. I'll tell you the schedule at half-time, but we are doing Uruguay, yeah. I like Uruguay because I like Bielsa. I like Bielsa ball. Obviously got some good players like Valverde as well, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Bielsa ball. Let me get my stadium guide up here. Actually, it's Data Dean's, isn't it? I shouldn't take the glory. So we're in Seattle here. I'm just going to go through and tell you what stadiums we haven't had yet. So we've had Vancouver already because they had Australia, Turkey. Seattle, this is actually their first game, Belgium, Egypt. They've got 6 games here. It's a capacity of 65,000. This is their first game of the World Cup. They'll also have USA here against Australia on the 19th. Bosnia will play Qatar here. Egypt will play Iran here. And they've got a round of 32 game and a round of 16 game. San Francisco Bay has already had a game. Qatar, Switzerland. They've got Austria against Jordan as well. LA Stadium, the SoFi Stadium, has already had 2. Well, no, it's had 1. It had USA, Paraguay. It's got Iran, New Zealand. Now, I didn't want to mention Iran against New Zealand because I know you're all going to get excited. Forget Brazil, Morocco. Forget England, Croatia. Forget France, Senegal. I think we all know the big game of this World Cup is Iran, New Zealand. And we all know we're all going to be staying up till 2 a.m. to watch it. So that's got the SoFi Stadium later. In the central region, I should be doing this as Data Dean, but I won't. Guadalajara Stadium has already had a game. South Korea, Czech Republic. Azteca has already had a game. Mexico against South Africa. Colombia will play there on the 17th. Monterrey Stadium has already had a game, which was Sweden last night. Houston had Germany against Curacao and has got Portugal on Wednesday. Dallas Stadium had Netherlands against Japan. Kansas hasn't had a game yet. Kansas is the one. I knew there was a stadium. This is worthwhile. I was trying to figure out, is there a stadium that hasn't had a game yet? So the Kansas City Stadium, the stadium of the Kansas Chiefs, Argentina, Algeria tomorrow. And they've got a quarterfinal there as well. So that's one we haven't had yet. Atlanta, we've definitely had that. That was Spain earlier on. Miami, we've definitely had. No, we haven't had Miami yet. Miami at 11 is its first game as well. So that's the first one. Toronto, we've had Canada. Boston, we definitely had. That was Scotland. Philadelphia, we've definitely had. That was Ivory Coast last night. The MetLife, we've had as well. So yeah, Kansas for Argentina tomorrow night. And no. What did I say? Uruguay. Oh, was anybody actually listening? Uruguay. What did I say? Oh, yeah. Miami. Miami tonight for Uruguay, and then Kansas for Argentina are the only two stadiums we haven't had yet. Washington. Are you not having any beers on the watch-alongs? Yes. Wednesday, England games, I always have a beer. So if Heineken or an American beer want to sponsor us, we'll definitely down a few for you on a Wednesday. I mean, it's an open goal. So get in touch. Ring me, Budweiser. I'll drink anything, really. Are you not having any beers? That was from eDog. I did actually get an email today from somebody about being sponsored by a coffee brand, and I thought, oh, what a shot. I don't know whether it was genuine, but I haven't replied to it yet. Everyone doubted Australia were making it out of the group, says Brandon. Collins says Washington State and the whole Pacific Northwest is incredibly gorgeous, worth a visit. 10 out of 10, says Collins. I went to America last year, to New York. I don't talk about it. And when I came back, it was my first time in New York, and I loved it. And I said, what other cities should I go to in New York? And I'll be honest, Chicago and Seattle did come out with a lot of votes. So Egypt to winning 1-0 here. It was a very good goal. How do you feel about Man United doing all or nothing? I've done that from Nate. Another upset on the card. Sod that. I've done that. Thank you. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. I've caught up on those. You can do that through the $ if you're on YouTube. Lewis Gibbons on TikTok. Thanks for the follow. Jude and William as well. Appreciate you. If Egypt win this game, they can top the group. To be honest with you, I haven't said it yet. This group's a piece of piss. It is a piece of piss. If Egypt and Belgium don't get through, they're having a laugh. It's really about whether New Zealand or Iran can get through, because I actually personally think this is the only game I'll watch from this group. I don't think I'll watch any other game. I really don't. And I'm allowed to be honest. I mean, you don't get this on ITV. Imagine Neville sat there with the Brooklyn Bridge behind him. I'm telling you now, I'm not watching any other game. They're all rubbish. I'll watch Belgium-Egypt, but I'm not watching Belgium-Iran. You can fuck off. Gary, you're on ITV. We've got coverage of all of them. I don't care. I'm not watching them. So no, I won't. I don't think I'll watch another game from this group unless something shocking happens, because Belgium-Egypt's interesting to sort of get your first look at Belgium and Egypt. But beyond that, I'm sort of like, I don't think there'll be... I think this is the shittest group in the tournament. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. If you can't get out, you know. People say you are disrespecting Iran. No, I'm not disrespecting Iran. I'm disrespecting New Zealand. No, I'm not disrespecting anybody. What I'm saying is Belgium and Egypt should walk through this group, and it's between Iran and New Zealand if they can get out. Alison's asked for Egypt's keeper's shirt, says Hamza. You have to watch New Zealand for our goat, Tim Payne, says Augie. I've got to be honest, I'm drawing the line at staying up till 2 a.m. to watch the New Zealand game. That is the late game. Well, that's the late game tonight, isn't it? I think. Yeah, there's nothing later than that. There is tomorrow. There's a 5 a.m. if you fancy it in the early hours of Wednesday morning. I haven't told you what it is yet. Thanks for sharing the video, Chris, on TikTok. Carry the goat. Thanks for the follow. Canada says it's coming home. Yeah, it's coming home to England. It's not coming home to Canada. It's never been Canada's never been the home of it. You've never won it. It's coming home. I'll tell you what. My son Seb, you might be new. You might not know who he is. In his school sweepstake, he's got Spain, right? And he said to me, "Do you know I want to win the World Cup?" And I went, "England." He went, "No, I want Spain to win it because if we win the school sweepstake, we get an extra. We can have a play. We can have a you know, like they have maths and stuff. They get a free play. So basically, they won't do maths in the afternoon. They'll get to do like, you know, whatever they want to do, like, you know, play computer game or whatever like that." I went, "Mate, I may never see England win the World Cup. I'm into my 40s now. And you want Spain to win it just so you can get a bloody free play in the afternoon." I said, "Mate, you can't give up. You can't just give up a World Cup like that. You might not get a chance." I remember when we got to the semi-final in Italia 90 when I was 10, and I thought we'll definitely win the World Cup. I'm touching 50 now. I'm now starting to run out of bloody time. I'll never see it. Although, admittedly, if somebody said United win the Premier League next season or England win the World Cup this summer, I'm taking the Prem. Especially with the all or nothing. Here's Trossard. Lays it off. Anana. Egypt are defending very well. De Bruyne with a lovely cross, but Doku gets it. Lays it back. And Trossard, as Nick P said, shitard, misses his shot. I don't think he'll be an Arsenal player next season, Trossard. VBA makes a great point. Egypt ranking for FIFA 29, Iran 20. So all those people disrespecting Iran, you know, you've been put in your place. Angling for more says, interested to see Fernandez Pardo if he gets on, Mark. Young winger United are linked with. Are we? I've never heard of that. Angling. Yeah, looking at the benches here. Lukaku is on the bench for Belgium. Pardo is on the bench, number 26. Witsel. This is a very new Belgium team. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't recognise as many players as I used to. Evan says this could be a day for shocks. Well, it's Belgium down the left-hand side. I mean, De Ketelaere up front is very big. So if they put the crosses into the box, you know, he should be able to get on the crosses. Who does he play for now? I know he was at Juventus, but I feel he might be at Inter now. You know what? I do feel a little bit tired in the day, but as soon as we start doing the World Cup watch-alongs, I'm like, I'm doing New Zealand Iran. Fuck it. I'm not doing New Zealand Iran. I might watch a film instead. Yeah, De Ketelaere plays for Atalanta. I'm sure he played for Juventus. You're wrong. He was at AC Milan and then he went to Atalanta. I am wrong. This Pardo person, he plays for Lille. I'm just looking at their squad. There's a Rangers player, Raskin, midfielder. Witsel must be getting on now. Yeah, 37. mean, Munia's 34. De Bast is a good player at Sporting. Is he starting for them? No. He must be injured, De Bast, because he's not even on the bench. He scored an absolute cracker, didn't he, in the Champions League? Yeah, well, look, I've got to be honest. Belgium being Belgium. They've... the perennial underachievers. Thanks for the follow, Oof, on TikTok. And Classy and Callum. Got 10,000 watching already. Thank you very much, everybody tuning in. Sorry, just tidying up the live chat a little bit. Social media ban for under 16s, Mark. Ooh, is that political? It is a little bit political. It is, because Keir Starmer's just brought it in. I don't really understand how that works, because I'll be honest, if we're in a pub and, you know, Seb's getting a bit whiny, not on the wine, God no, God, I don't want to get locked up. I mean, like moaning. I will sometimes give him the phone and go on YouTube, and obviously it's my YouTube, so how's a social media ban going to work? It'll be down to parenting, and unfortunately, good parenting probably can make that choice, but bad parenting they'll still be on social media, won't they? De Bruyne, nice ball out wide to Doku. This looks a bit better, but Egypt working hard again, and they've won the ball back. Nick P says, I see people on X have already abbreviated our All or Nothing series for next season to Just Nothing. This is what I mean, though. When Arsenal did it All or Nothing, they got the piss taken out of them. So we will have the piss taken out of us, which is why we've got to do well. Are players only allowed to play in pink boots this World Cup? There is a lot of pink boots, Mozza. Gold Talk says, how do you stream on both YouTube and TikTok at the same time? Because I'm a genius, basically. I'm a technological whiz kid. And mate, I'll tell you what, I can even blow your mind a little bit more. If I wanted to, I could stream on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube all at the same time. Sam says, I know it's not the United stand, but I honestly never thought United would let them do an all or nothing thing with the Glazers. They just won't have any... hold on, Egypt's on the attack. They just won't... I think there'll be a very light touch on the board. I think it'll all be about the manager and the players. But you know what? When you think about the all or nothing with Arsenal and especially Spurs, Danny Rose arguing with Mourinho in his office, Dele Alli in the office with Mourinho. I mean, I just don't think Carrick's got that in him to be that. By his own admission, I don't think he's that type of coach. So I think it will be quite bland, really. The drama will come from the results. Henny says, my mental health is at an all-time low, but your videos saved me. I love that, mate. Love that. Not that you meant, God, no. Not that your mental health is at an all-time low. I mean, I love the fact that, you know, you're not feeling great, but the community makes you feel better, because we get a lot of that. That's what I meant, obviously. And I have that myself all the time. You know, sometimes you're feeling a bit low, you come on here, interact with people, watch a game of football. That's the brilliance of this community. And I'll tell you what, when I was doing the live shows in like London and Manchester and Dublin and, you know, signing autographs, doing pictures and stuff, a lot of people said that. Actually, there was this one guy in the queue. He said, I've got a pen. Will you sign my wrist? I had to be a bit careful. And I signed his wrist. He said, I'm going to get a tattoo. And he did. And he said, no, I'm getting a tattoo because United Stand has massively helped my mental health over the years, having a community that I know is there and I can interact with, that I want a tattoo about it. I thought, That doesn't happen every day. Interested to see Fernandez Pardo if he gets on, says Angling for More. Yeah, we'll keep an eye if he comes on. I don't remember him being linked to United. Oh my God. Doku. Oh. Dropped to him on the 6-yard, on the penalty spot, on the half volley, and he volleys it over the top. Why does the Belgian manager look like he's a candidate for the US presidential elections? He's got like a shirt on and then a cap. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. He's probably protecting himself from the sun. It is midday here in Seattle. Yeah, I tell you what, Doku has not got hold of that. What are your thoughts on Sweden's performance as Apple user? How far do you think they can go? Well, I didn't watch the game, and you know my aim is to get to watch every team in this tournament by the end of group stage 2. So I'll go through the schedule at half time, which, I mean, again, we're nearly at half time already. This half has flown by. I think Sweden play Netherlands on Saturday, so that'll be a real test. Amy on TikTok, I did watch the Spain game, yeah. I mean, this is turning into defence against attack now because Egypt have the goal. The problem is Belgium do look a little bit blunt at the moment. Greasy says, I can't lie, I genuinely don't know who's winning the World Cup. It's coming home, mate. GeoSim says, Doku is like Traore, all pace and no end product. I always felt he reminded me of that Newcastle winger who, I don't know whether he even still plays football, I think he went to Saudi, St. Maximin, who on his day, absolutely incredible. Hold on, mistake at the back by Belgium and Egypt win a corner. Mamouche. Yeah, I think Doku reminds me of St. Maximin. On his day, absolutely unplayable, but also can have shit games. And I genuinely think he's the sort of player that when he's got the ball, he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. Thanks for the follow, Connor, and nevertheless, Alex Carroll as well. How much do you think Nusa will cost in this market, says Evan? Well, he plays for Leipzig, so I'd say you start at about 50, maybe even 60. Good short corner by Egypt. You're going to struggle to score against Belgium with crosses because they're so big. Another corner for Egypt. I think that'll be the last action of the half as well because we've had the 4 minutes. Well, they may as well whip this in. Half time. Let's stop the clock. So, I mean, I don't intend to whack the stats up, even though I will do it. Belgium with, let's have a look. Belgium with 58% possession, 7 shots to 4, nothing on target, no corners. Egypt have had 4 corners. I tell you what, this is why in no conversation have I spoken about Belgium in this World Cup. I've been down this road so many times. It's you could drive down it blindfolded, which you never should do. But look, Belgium are not surprising me here at all. They are they have got good players, but they just never turn up. And, you know, it's a good goal by Egypt, but when you look at Belgium, they really should be able to win a game like this. And maybe they will in the second half, but this is why they won't do well in the tournament. Hello, Mark. Today I'm happy because we won 5-1, says Marge. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from, by the way. It's great that we've got people from around the world, different countries getting involved. That's what it should all be about. Thoughts with Italians, of course. Not been in a World Cup since 2014. All or nothing might help us pay for Chumini, says Seb and the GOAT. Thank you very much, pal. I appreciate that. Ashleen on TikTok says, what's your thought on Spain? I don't actually think much about Spain because they are a really good team. They didn't lose. They're not going to not win the World Cup because they drew to Cape Verde. I mean, they could go and win the next game 4-0 and the game after that 4-0. I still think that Spain will be a threat. They've just had a disappointing start to the tournament, but that can happen. That can happen. But we haven't seen everybody yet. And but I think I do think it's a World Cup that's wide open. And I'm actually hoping, I think it's good for the tournament if you've got games like Japan-Netherlands where it's a good game but it ends up being a draw. I thought Ivory Coast-Ecuador was a very close game and a good game as well. So I would rather not have a World Cup where we've got, 44 teams that can't win it and 4 that can. I want a World Cup that's... I want England to win it, and I think we will. But if England don't win it, I don't want France or Spain to win it. I don't want Germany to win it. I'd love to see a Morocco win it, or a Mexico win it, or a USA win it, or a Norway win it. And I know that's pie in the sky, but at the moment, nobody really does stand out, I suppose. Martinez ruined their golden era. Don't rate Belgium. Not sure why. Just not a fan, says Sir J.K. Worthing. It's because I think with Belgium, we're all football fans. Well, you should be watching this. And, when it's a Euros or a World Cup, you want a dark horse. And we've all had Belgium as a dark horse. And then they just end up being shit. So I think we've just all sort of given up on Belgium. If I'm being honest. Talking of which, games, I do this on the half-time on all our games just to let people know. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. Absolute legends. Irvine's just giving us a follow there. If you're on YouTube, please do subscribe. Remember that 1.48 million is our YouTube subscribers. We are 10 away from 1.483, 483,000. So please click and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 1.5 million during this World Cup, which would be great. So thank you everybody who's getting involved. But more importantly, subscribe and follow, because we're very early into this World Cup and we're building an amazing community watching these games. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. We're doing Uruguay at 11 p.m. Whilst we won't be doing every single game, we are doing a good, I would say, 85% of them. And once we hit the knockouts, we'll do every single game. So it's only some of the group games that we're missing, like Iran against New Zealand at 2 a.m. this morning. But we are doing Uruguay at 11 p.m. So get involved. I think with a World Cup like this, with so many games at weird times as well, it's much more enjoyable if you're watching it with a live chat, interacting with people as well. UEFA hasn't been as dominant as what Twitter says Clement. Tell me more. But anyway, let me tell you what we've got coming up for you as watch-alongs. As I say, 11 p.m. tonight, we are in is it Kansas or... No, it's Miami. We're in Miami. First time we see the Miami Stadium at 11 p.m. Uruguay against Saudi Arabia. Remember, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in their first game in the World Cup in Qatar. Uruguay managed by Bielsa ball. Should be a good game. Should be a lot of goals in that game. I don't do 0-0s, so there'll be goals. Tomorrow morning at 2 a.m, it's Iran against New Zealand. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I would definitely fall asleep on a live stream, which would be quite good, but I'm not doing it. So our next watch along after Uruguay tonight at 11 is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. France Senegal from the MetLife in New York. That's going to be a cracking game. Senegal obviously won. Did they win the AFCON? Or did they have it taken off them? I can't remember. But anyway, they got to the final of the AFCON, and a lot of people think Senegal are one of the dark horses of the tournament. So 8 p.m. tomorrow, France-Senegal is one of the picks of the group stages. So get ready for that. And then at 11 p.m, Iraq against Norway. A lot of people very excited to see Norway. We'll be live for that. And then 2 a.m, it's the first chance to look at the holders Argentina. And we will be live at 2 a.m. for Argentina against Algeria. We're not doing Austria against Jordan at 5 a.m. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Imagine when that finishes, you're basically finishing at 7 a.m. when everyone else is getting up. So we're not doing that. But then Wednesday is the big day. Portugal against the Democratic Republic of Congo at 6. And then it's coming home. England against Croatia at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So that's your next couple of games, couple of days of watch-alongs. Hello Earthling says, same whereas as I'm primarily a Spain supporter, I'd still be quite happy to have an underdog champion. Thank you very much, pal. How are you feeling? I think Spain will be fine. I think you do get these types of results in a major tournament. Senegal had it taken off them, apparently. I don't know what happened with that AFCON. Didn't they win? They walked off the pitch, won it on penalties, and then 2 months later they took it off them and gave it to Morocco. Just made a mess of it, really, didn't they? Because it wouldn't feel like you'd won it if you were Morocco, would you? Imagine like if England play France in the World Cup final. There's a bit of controversy. France win it, and then 2 months later they say you didn't win it, England won it. I wouldn't feel like we'd won the World Cup. I'd be like, shove it up your arse. You should have sorted it out on the night. We can't claim winning it 2 months later. It's over. Hi, Mark. I have a UK Gov petition for men's mental health to be covered in schools. Would love your support. Add specific content on men's mental health to RSE and health guidelines for schools. Please support, says Jack. If you tell us the name of the UK Gov petition, I will write it down and go and sign it for you. Sounds like a great idea. Underdog stories are fun in the moment, but I feel like they don't really age well. I prefer the legendary wins by super teams and superstar players, says Marge. I'm not opposed to a team turning up to this World Cup and being one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. I don't think that's going to happen, but, you know, Brazil 70, you know, I'd love to see that. I don't think we're going to see that, but let's see. Thank you to Jack. UEFA hasn't been as dominant, Clement. Martin has done that one as well. Thank you very much for your super chats. Thanks for the follow Sims and Evans on TikTok. Thank you so much for tuning in on there. Denise is loving the games, and there are no super teams this year, says, does this matter? I don't know that I agree with you about that, if I'm being completely honest. I think that you don't know if you've got a super team until the World Cup starts. What if France turn up and play some incredibly good football? You just don't know, do you? Let's just have a quick look at Uruguay ahead of this game at 11 p.m. Let me just run through some of their players for you that you might know. Obviously, Agate from Manchester United. Bentancur from Spurs. He's there. Real Madrid's Valverde. Is he there? Yeah, Valverde's there. I was going to say, bloody hell. Imagine if he's not. They've got a couple of players playing in Brazil. Araujo obviously plays for Sporting. Salazar is at Braga. Darwin Núñez. It's still only 26, Darwin Núñez. And obviously plays in Saudi now. They haven't got the Atletico Madrid centre-back pairings anymore. Well, they still have Jimenez, actually. He's the captain. It used to be Jimenez and Receding hairline. What was his name? I'm never going to remember. I'm too tired. Someone in the chat will know. Was it Diego? I want to say Godin. That was it. Yeah, Godin. That was it. But look, I like Bielsa ball, so hopefully they'll play quite well. I'll be stunned if I look at the Saudi Arabian squad. I'll be stunned if they don't all play in Saudi. I will. I'm just going to have a look at their squad now. Yeah, every single player for Saudi Arabia plays in Saudi. No, they don't. Abdul Ahmed is 26 and he plays for Lens. He's the only one who doesn't play in the Saudi League. And of course, you all watch the Saudi League, so you're going to know all these players. How's it going, mate? Says Tyler. It's going very well, mate. I hope you're doing very well yourself. I'm Batman. Just having a bit of a stretch. The back is getting better. The shoulder is just about better. 48 hours and I'm back to new. Oh, I've done it again. Thanks for the follows on TikTok. It's coming home, says Adam. You don't get this on Sky Sports, Chase. No, you don't. That's me on coffee. Imagine me on... I'm not having a drink until I get a beer sponsor, David. So I won't be having a drink. No, I'll be having a drink on England games. Yeah. If you remember, like, the last World Cup and the Euros, when it's an England game, basically about 2 hours before the game, I start drinking. I put It's Coming Home on loop. I go and kick a ball around the garden, and I'm buzzing, basically. So, yeah, looking forward to England. I can't wait. I'm loving this World Cup anyway. And I think, in a way, it's good that we're playing late in the sense that, you know, we've nearly had a week of the World Cup before England play. But I'm very excited. Have you ever not had glasses? I don't actually wear glasses in my normal day life, Atif. I only wear glasses because I would not be able to read that chat. Without them... Yeah, I'm struggling. I would be able to do it, but I'd spend most of the time going the World Cup Denver, when actually it says the World Cup delivers. So I have to wear the glasses to help me read the chat. Tooge says, Mark watched UFC and got injured. I think his name was Godin, says Marge. Yes, it was. I couldn't even remember Dele Alli on the United stand earlier. I think it's just a little bit of mental fatigue. Who do you think's been the best player of the tournament so far? Says Leica. I'm going with Vecina. Look at that stadium. This is just so reminiscent of USA 94, which was such a unique tournament because of the stadia and the atmosphere and that. And I think that hopefully all of you, vast majority of you, weren't old enough to see the 94 World Cup. You're getting this for the first time. I think it's been brilliant so far. All the tournaments, all the stadiums, the atmosphere, the way they're letting the games flow as well. People forget as well, it was not 26, it was 32 years ago, USA 94. And football in America was not that popular then, but the attendances were really good. Sinram says Argentina are good, they've won 4 cups in a row. Rico on TikTok says the officiating in this tournament is so much better than the Prem. I think we've got FIFA to thank for that, to be honest, because they've really incorporated this way of doing things where they've kept the game flowing really, really well. Yeah. Being as it's half time, the players are just about to come out. Let me remind you that on Wednesday with Ball Sports, you get a free £5 bet to place on the England-Croatia game, a free £5 bet builder. If you don't know what a bet builder is, it's where you put certain things together in one bet. So I've got a bet builder on for this game. Belgium to win. So this is all under one bet. Everything has to come in for the bet to come off. I've got Belgium to win, Doku to score any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, and both teams to score. So that's a bet builder. All those things need to happen. I've built a bet around those things, but it's one bet. You can get a free £5 bet for the Croatia against England game on Wednesday with Boyle Sports. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. I did also tell you that I had a couple of questions for you, just quiz questions. Who is Belgium's all-time top goal scorer? I asked you that at the start of the game. It's Lukaku. And I also said Egypt's goalkeeper, Al Hadari, holds the record as the oldest player to ever play in a World Cup match. But how old was he? He was 45 and 161 days when he played against Saudi Arabia in the 2018 World Cup. And he even saved a penalty during that game. So Ronaldo would have to play in the next World Cup to break that record. Also, as I said, 18 plus only, new UK and Ireland customers. Terms and conditions are in the description and on screen. Please bet responsibly. Be gamble aware. As I say, £5 free bet on the England-Croatia game at Boyle Sports. Thank you very much to them. So, can Belgium turn this around in this second half? They'll get out of the group. They will get out of the group. I would not expect Belgium to not get through a group that's got Egypt, New Zealand, and Iran in it. But of course, not finishing top of the group is probably going to put them up against somebody very decent in the last round of 32. People say, well, loads of people are going to qualify, but you don't want to be finishing second or third in your group because you're going to end up against somebody very decent. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do share the video if you're on YouTube. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok from Harley and Milo and Lan. I am doing Uruguay at 11 o'clock, yeah. What's been your favourite game of the tournament so far? Well, I'm going to steal that and ask everybody else as well. I really enjoyed the two games last night. I really enjoyed the first half an hour of Morocco-Brazil. I enjoyed the first half of USA-Paraguay. But I think Ecuador-Ivory Coast was the game that had chances in both halves. And then it had the late winner. So I think that was probably my favourite game. Although I did like Netherlands-Japan. But that was more 4 goals in the second half. So, yeah, I'd probably say Ivory Coast, Ecuador was my favourite. I didn't watch Sweden. A lot of people said Sweden was a good game. But obviously I didn't watch that. So, yeah. Egypt's on the attack here. And they had a good chance. Oh, good block. I tell you what, Egypt there, 2 bites of the cherry in the box, both blocked by Belgium. Could have been a goal. It were a good chance. They ain't pissing about. Tell you what, if they'd let that go, Salah was free on the back post as well. Egypt are just quietly going about their business here. I'll tell you what's interesting as well. I don't want to jinx it. We've not had a red card since the opening game. And a lot of people said with 3 red cards in the first game, we're going to get loads of red cards. We actually haven't had another red card, have we? Oh, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Have we had another red card? I think we did. I feel like we did have another red card. Just had a comment here that Belgium are absolutely shocking from natural sounds. No, we haven't had another red card, Mark. That is mad. Start, bench, sell at their peak. Neuer, Courtois, Alisson. I'll sell Alisson. I'll bench Courtois and I'll start Neuer. It's close between those two, though. Salah's been the invisible man, says Charlie. Well, Liverpool fans will tell you about that. Mark, if you had to pick a five-a-side team using only players at this World Cup, who's making your squad? Can have 2 subs also. Love the stream, says Hazy. I mean, that's very, very difficult. I mean, there's 48 countries, mate. I feel like in a five-a-side team, you would want someone like Caicedo. Is he the best midfielder in a defensive capacity in the tournament? Probably not, but I just think he'd be very good in a five-a-side team. I think you'd have to have Yamal and Elise in it, but then you've got 2 wingers in it. Who would be a sweeper keeper? It's difficult, mate. It's really difficult. I mean, it's a good question, but Doku. That gets cleared away. Or does it? De Bruyne wins it back. Then Egypt win it back with Salah, and that's an absolutely terrible pass. I've got to say, Salah's drop-off for Liverpool wasn't just a Liverpool thing. He just doesn't look the same player, does he? Football globalised has made teams equal. It's no more tall-built Europeans players. Saka plays for Arsenal because he's English. There are probably 5 Africans better than him, says Info Know It. I don't know what that's all about, but thanks for your super chat. Hope you're enjoying the World Cup, says Aaron. Hope all is well. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Mate, I can't help the way I speak. I saw a good debate going on today about whether, if you had the choice, would you keep it at 32 teams in the World Cup or would you keep it as 48? Oh, good free kick position here for Belgium, right on the edge of the box, and they do have Kevin De Bruyne. This is Kevin De Bruyne territory, as Dick says on the live chat. JK and Fern, thanks for the follows. Reese says more games the better. I'm going to run a poll on YouTube here because I don't know how to do it on TikTok, but I'm not going to say anything. I just want to know your thoughts. 48 teams, sorry, 20. That says 40. 48 team World Cup or 32 team World Cup. Obviously, with a 32-team World Cup, you'd go from the group stage into the last 16. With a 48-team World Cup, you go into a last 32, a last 16, a last 8. I mean, that's going to be a new concept, isn't it? Because after 3 group games, you've then got knockout 1, knockout 2, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So you've got 8 games instead of 7. Anyway, this is almost the perfect Kevin De Bruyne free kick territory. And I thought he'd scored, but he hasn't. The way the keeper was diving, I thought he'd been beaten there. I think it's gone for a corner. Let's have a look at this. No, he didn't. It was a lovely free kick, and it hit the side of the post. I thought that was in. Keeper's beat there. That's in. If that goes inside the post, that's in. Thuds the side of the... What the hell? I'm not saying anything. Egypt now. Salah, that's a good ball. Good defending by Belgium, goes for a corner. Salah quiet. He's got the assist, you clown, says True Gent. If you call me a clown again, you're out. I don't have to put up with it. This is not a circus. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of somebody who's asking the same question over and over. People need to realise, don't keep asking the same question again, because if I've read it, it's not good enough to get read. Salah has been the invisible man, says Charlie. Thank you. I've just realised True Gent might be calling Charlie the clown, not me, which is absolutely fine. Salah says, thoughts on the game so far, Mark? Egypt have surprised me. Egypt have been very well organised. Obviously, they've got the goal, and they've got something to hold on to now. I think it's ultimately always very difficult. He's kept it on here, down the wing for Egypt. Lovely ball. They've got an overload on the back post. Bit greedy, good defending by Belgium again. There was an overload on the back post, and Mamouche decided to try and run it himself, but they've got it back. Back post is the overload again. Ignores it again. Now they put the cross in, and he's got to score! Oh, you bloody idiot! Oh my God, Ashore. It drops to him on the 6-yard box on the right-hand side. All he's got to do is put it on target, and he's volleyed it out for a throw-in. I'm not joking. He's on the back post. I said the back post is free. It comes to him on the back post. He's got the whole goal to aim at. It's a throw-in. It's a shit shot. Salah's header was quite good. Good save by the keeper, but what a terrible, terrible, terrible attempt. And look at this angle. This is how easy it is. It's got loads of the goal to aim at. He's put it out for a throw-in. Double substitution here for Belgium. Is this the player someone was talking about in the first half? No, it's Salimakers. No, it's not. It's Castagnier and Anana off, and it's De Krupa and Raskin on. Jar says USA are winning it this year. Well, Saudi, Egypt have actually been doing well in the last few minutes. But De Bruyne gets that. Good tackle. Jack Ladd says, 5-a-side team from every group with a maximum of 2 players from a nation, and the worst manager has to manage what group would have the best team. Yes, Jack, you are the person who said, what's the best performance at the Emirates from a top 4 team this season, aren't you? I'm absolutely convinced you're that person. Thanks for your super chat. Thoughts on Amorim to AC Milan, says Farhad? I think it's a very difficult job. I do. I think it's a really difficult job. Yeah. Because AC Milan are a little bit like Man United. A giant that is struggling because of its ownership, and I'm not sure it's just about the manager. So, I mean, if it goes wrong for him, it's a problem, isn't it? I mean, I hope he does well, but I think it's a tough job. I am doing a preview for the England game, yeah. Be out tomorrow lunchtime. Infantino, do you think he watches every game? Well, he strikes me as somebody who he's at the game. Whether he's watching it or not is something else. Doesn't look like he knows football. He's in. He's in. Mamouche. Oh, I tell you what, defender's just done enough there to put him off. It won't be a penalty, but technically, it probably is a foul. He gives him a massive nudge just as he's about to shoot. But you don't give penalties for that. It's lovely play by Mamouche. He's just about to put the shot on, and he nudges him off. But it's more of a shoulder barge, to be fair. It's good defending in my book. Damien, thanks for your super chat. He says, I just wanted to say thank you. Your content got me through my separation and job loss. I'm now working again and engaged 1 year on. Thank you. I love that. Absolutely love that. That's what community is all about, mate. So thank you for being part of it. I'm from Croatia and I'm very excited for Wednesday, says Lockie. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be too excited because you're going to get battered, mate. It's coming home. Doku should be booked for diving. Mate, the fact that you still want to foul, definitely book him. You belong in the bloody Olympics, mate. You belong in a bloody Olympic swimming pool. You never get into the ball anyway. Nah. You don't fall over like that. You don't fall over like bloody Superman. With all due respect, Lockie, nothing against Croatia, but it's coming home. Jamie Church says, out of all the teams at the World Cup, who was the worst at the Emirates? I'll tell you what, it is very easy. It is very difficult in the World Cup to know about national teams because you basically have a few international friendlies, knockout game, qualifiers, and then a squad to make your mind up about. And I think that's always been Belgium's problem. You look at the squad and you go, oh, they're very good. But then you watch them play. Good volley. Tielemans, who I'm surprised at Tielemans. He's been quite quiet. He's had such a good season for Villa, but he's not been able to do much in this game. But he caught hold of that on the edge of the box. A lovely volley with his left foot. I think the keeper had it covered, but lovely technique on it with his left foot. Look at the way he caught that. Absolutely magic. It's a shame it didn't go in. Drewski and It's G, thanks very much for your follow. Here's De Bruyne. And it's straight at the keeper. Drops to him in the box. Probably one of the players in the world you want it to drop to in the box. And he doesn't get hold of it. I wonder if he'll bring Lukaku on. I mean, I've got to be honest. I haven't seen Trampoline Toes play in a very long time. I mean, I don't know. I know he was injured at Napoli, but they got rid of. Did they get rid of him? Who does he play for now? I don't think he's at Napoli, is he? No, he is still at Napoli. I don't think he's been being picked. I mean, look. You can disrespect Trampoline Toes as much as you like, but 126 caps for Belgium and 90 goals. I mean, that's prolific, isn't it? 90 goals in 126 games is pretty good. Hamza says, are you enjoying the game so far? I'd put it in the mid-section. I wonder what the bloody hell that was flying around then. It's the camera. De Bruyne's cross is good. Keeper gets hold of it, so it can't be good. Favourite Chinese takeaways, says Mark. If I was going to have a Chinese takeaway now, I would have beef chow mein, Cantonese chicken, sweet and sour, egg fried rice, prawn crackers, crispy seaweed, and yeah, that's enough, I think. Yeah. Run with Ham, Farnus and Joshua, thanks for your follows on TikTok, and Robert as well. Alex Scott just rejected Real Madrid and Juve to join Man United for 55 million on my football manager career. Is this a sign mark? Mate, I was actually reading that like that was going to be real. Cheers, pal. Kids are crying. Egypt on the attack. Hit it! Go! I thought it was in. I thought it was in. Mamouche. It wasn't a clean shot. It deflected. Courtois was on his arse, and I thought it was going to drop in. Yeah, I think... Oh, I tell you what, that easily could have gone in. Egypt could win this, you know. Well, they are winning it, but... Yeah, my bet builder's not looking very good because I've got Belgium to win and... Well, they're not winning, are they? What's your favourite bank card number, postcode and CVV? Yeah. Wait a minute, I'll find it for you, says JK Worthing. Thoughts on Egypt, says Hamza. I mean, they're not going to win it. But, to be fair, they have been quite good. Here he comes! Romelu. Big Rom. Remember that advert for Domestos? Big Bad Dom. Big Bad Dom. I started too deep there. So De Ketelaere is off and Romelu Lukaku is on. He's just scored with his first touch. I cannot believe it. He has just scored with his first touch. Wow. That is... Well, there's a World Cup moment for you straight there. Oh my God. Lukaku with his first touch. Silence. I mean, Egypt will be kicking themselves. Lovely ball down the right-hand side. First time cross, and he gets on the end of it. Lineker, 86 style. It's not Lukaku's goal. It's an OG. It's not his goal. He didn't even touch it. It's an OG. He doesn't even get a touch on it. It's an own goal. What is that? What is the Belgian manager wearing? He looks like an absolute prat. He looks like... I'll tell you who he looks like. It looks like... What's his name? From... My memory's rubbish at the moment because I'm operating on very little sleep. Daddy's Home. Not Mark Wahlberg. The other one. Right before the hydration break as well. Same as Egypt. I nearly said Chevy Chase. It's not him. Will Ferrell. He looks like Will Ferrell. The Belgian manager looks like Will Ferrell. He's dressed like a right prat. Anchorman. Wankerman. Followed. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you very much for that. So it wasn't a goal by Lukaku. It was an own goal. But it's, again, right before the hydration break. 1-1. What a stadium. I'm loving this. What a stadium. It's great. It really is. Don't usually do super chats, says George. Just like to say thank you for your great streams. They're making this World Cup really enjoyable. Well, thank you for being part of the community. All I can say is when you're at work or school or college or anything, tell everybody about it. Let's grow the community throughout the World Cup. Really enjoying having you with me. And make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. We're on the road to 1.5 million, which would be great to hit at some point during the World Cup. And thanks everyone on TikTok as well. Mikey, thanks for giving us a follow. Mark, you look like the lead singer of Three Doors Down. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's another lead singer, though, that I really look like. Somebody said it a few years ago. I can't remember what they're called. That Three Doors Down one's not bad, but There's another lead singer who I actually do think I look like. I don't know. It's not Jimmy Somerville, and it's not Michael Jackson. It's not Elton John. No, here we go. Imagine Dragons. That's it. If you look at Imagine Dragons lead singer, I think that one's quite a good one. That's even better than Three Doors Down. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe Three Doors Down is better. It's close on both. What's your best World Cup memory, says Purple. Best memory. I enjoyed England, Cameroon in Italia 90. And Belgium, funny enough, David Platt. Nick P says, I'd give that to Rom. He bulldozed in like a legend, all 20 stone of his toe. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's been given that. Yeah, it's gone down as a home goal for Hani, Mohamed Hani. But look, whether it goes to Lukaku or not, and it hasn't, he's really made a big difference. Still a lot of people getting on about the hydration break, but as Cara says, I thought I'd be more upset with the hydration breaks. Turns out the games are good, I don't care. I don't mind. I mean, I suppose that's the great thing about a watch-along, isn't it? Because we're having conversations, the hydration break actually doesn't really impact us, does it? Because we're talking anyway. I suppose if you sat on your own, or you're you're at the game, it probably is a bit frustrating, but because we're chatting and watching, I don't really think it makes a massive amount of difference for us. It's not bothered me at all. All I'd say is what I said last night. I wouldn't want it in the Premier League or the Champions League, but for this, I don't mind. You look like the Keane lead singer. I don't, HRG. I definitely don't. Carlos 1982, thanks for your follow on TikTok, and Fadge as well. Well, my bet builder's looking all right at the moment. I need, especially if Belgium win. So my bet builder, thanks to Ball Sports, is Belgium to win, Doku to score any time. Need Doku to score. Over 2.5 goals, which we would have if Belgium win 2-1. Both teams to score, which we have, and over 7.5 corners, which I bet we don't have that. Yes, we do. We've got 8 corners. So I am closest yet. I need a Doku goal. I need a Doku winner, and I've got it. Belgium to win, Doku to score any time, over 2.5 goals, over 7.5 corners, and both teams to score. So if Doku scores, I'm laughing. And he is still on. Where do you think Ipswich would finish in the World Cup, says Luke. Imagine that. Some random... Oh, De Bruyne. Straight at the keeper. Pass it to Doku. It wasn't De Bruyne, it was Munier. Imagine if you had a random club team in a World Cup. Don't tell FIFA, they'll do it. Reese says, I've got to miss the France game to see Take That tomorrow. Mate, Take That were very good when I went to watch them. And think of it like this. France-Senegal will be very good, but you can watch it when you get home, and it's a group game. Donald Trump 20 Triumph 123 says, it was good to see you managing for Morocco against Brazil the other night. Uni says, after PSG season, this could be France's year. Yeah, but the PSG midfield is Portuguese, so it could be their year. And their fullback, Mendes, is Portuguese. And their right back is Moroccan. And Pacho is from Ecuador. Marquinhos is Brazilian. I mean, Kvaratskhelia is Georgian. So there's not a lot of that team that's actually French. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way, on YouTube. Appreciate that. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We were very close to 483,000. We were 10 away, so please do click and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Thanks to Caprice and Crix and Courtney for the follow on TikTok. I can't believe how quick these games are going. We're into the last 15 minutes already. I've got to post something onto my... Oh, I can't even do it. I haven't got it. Oh, I have. Let's play a little game. I'm going to post something to my Threads account, which is at Goldbridge Mark. And I'm going to be really lazy. And it's got to be World Cup related. So give me a post for my Threads at Goldbridge Mark account. I mean, Ben Foster's put, is there a bigger World Cup upset than Cape Verde point against Spain? Mate, you're in your 40s. You know there is. Although, it's made... That's my point. He's actually done a good post there, Ben, because Cape Verde getting a draw against Spain is not the biggest World Cup upset, is it? I can think of about 6 straight away. In Cameroon beating Argentina in Italia 90. Saudi beating Argentina in the last World Cup. Give me a post for Threads that would get loads of interaction. It's got to be World Cup related. I will take the first and best one. 15 minutes to go here. We are doing Uruguay, Bielsa ball, 11 o'clock. And you've got no excuses not to watch it, by the way, because if you live in United States, Canada, South America, it's going to be evening time. And if you're in Europe, it's 11 p.m. So, watch. Lee Berman says, is the Belgian manager actually Will Ferrell? I actually quite like that. Let's see if it does well. It probably won't because Blizz says that's going to be a good game. This is what I mean about the World Cup. This is why I think you've got to watch teams, because teams will end up being good that we don't know about. Like Colombia. I'm not watching Colombia's first game because I hate them. No, I don't. I'm not watching Colombia's first game because it's at 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday against Uzbekistan. I just can't do that. But Colombia are a team I'm looking forward to watching. So I won't watch them till game 2, which is... No, I won't watch that either. 3 o'clock in the morning against Congo. Are Colombia actually playing at a time I can watch them? Yeah, I can watch them play against Portugal, game 3. Colombia are a team to keep an eye on. But South America, World Cup qualifier, final table. Lukaku's just had a shot blocked. So, what have I clicked on here? So, Colombia finished second in the World Cup qualifiers for South America. Argentina were top with 18. Colombia were second with 16. Uruguay were third with 15. And Brazil were actually fifth with 10. And Ecuador were fourth. So, Uruguay are a good team to watch. They finished third in the qualifiers for the World Cup. Oh no, that's not right. That's wrong. Argentina finished top. Ecuador finished second. Colombia, Uruguay and Brazil all finished on the same points. Like what I was looking at. No, Paraguay, Brazil, Uruguay, and Colombia all finished on the same points. 28. So Uruguay and Colombia are teams to keep an eye out on. Colombia were the second highest scorers. Ecuador only conceded 5 goals in 18 games. That's unbelievable. In the World Cup qualifiers from the South American League, let me be Data Dean. Hello, Mark. Yeah. And in the World Cup qualifying South American table, Argentina were top with 38 points, scoring 31 goals and only conceding 10. But Ecuador scored only conceded 5. But they only scored 14 goals, which is actually less than Venezuela, who finished 8th and didn't get anywhere near qualifying. 5 goals conceded in 18 games. That's absolutely insane. They must have had at least 13 clean sheets then, out of 18 games. 18 minus 5. But yeah, Uruguay, I'm looking forward to watching them because, as I say, they finished on the same points as Colombia and Brazil and Ecuador. So be interesting to see how good they are. 11 p.m. We'll be live. I'm disappointed about Colombia. I might have to pull a 3 o'clocker then. This is looking like a draw. Yeah, and JBU makes a great point. Only 5 goals conceded, and they've played Colombia, Argentina, and Brazil twice. And Uruguay, yeah. Makes Ahmad's goal even better. Kefa, thank you very much for the follow. And someone, and Ditchy, thank you very much. What's your prediction for the Uruguay-Saudi game? I tell you what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. FIFA World Rankings. We do need to have a look at that because it might just give us a little bit more insight instead of going they're shit, they're good. So Argentina are 1, France 2, Spain 3, England 4, Portugal 5, Brazil 6. I mean, Morocco are actually 7th best in the world, ahead of Netherlands in 8th, Germany 9th, Belgium are 10th. Yeah, Belgium are always high in the ranking. I mean, Italy are 12, Croatia 11, Mexico 13, Colombia 14, USA 15, Senegal 16, Uruguay 17, Japan 18, Switzerland 19, Iran 20th, Denmark 21, Korea 22, Australia 23, Austria 24, Nigeria 25, Turkey 26, Algeria 27, Ecuador 28, punched away by the keeper from a Belgium cross. Egypt are in 29th, Ivory Coast are 30th, Norway 31. Great save from the keeper. Egypt hanging on a little bit there. Saudi Arabia are, fucking hell, 60th. A very low rank. Uzbekistan are ranked higher than Saudi and Qatar. We're not expecting much from Saudi. Saudi had that good coach, didn't they, that they got rid of as well quite recently. OT7 says, how is the 4th quarter going? MV, thank you very much for your super chat. In 1994, Bulgaria beat Argentina and Germany. Lost bronze game to Sweden. Anything is possible, says Maz. The 94 World Cup was brilliant because Bulgaria were good, Romania were good, Nigeria did really well as well. True Gent says, what's your favourite song at the moment? Mine's Second Hand by Don Toliva. I would say I Don't Need to Hide by DMAs. Brilliant song, check it out. Very good band as well. Uruguay is managed by Bielsa. The DC Stack, I don't like Leeds. I used to love watching Leeds when he was in charge because he just plays a really good brand of football. What's a better World Cup performance than Zidane 2006 against Brazil? Egypt, good block. Jason says, I think you're a great commentator and you're very funny. Thanks, Dad. Love the watch along, says Noah. Thank you, Noah. Senegal beating France in 2002 was a big one, says Shahin. Mitish says, so we ain't getting Tonali. Our board is a joke. Why? Where's he going? I've not seen anything. What's your prediction? Iran, New Zealand. Interesting to see. Get your guess. Well, if Iran are number 20 in the world, I think Iran will win, won't they? Pause. That would be my guess. Just joining. What was your thoughts on the Spain game? Says RJ. Hope you're doing well. Chudren, I can't read that out. He does something in the hydration break and tries to do it quickly, basically. I've probably given you enough of a clue. The Spain game was good for a 0-0 because you really wanted Cape Verde to hold on. It reminded me of Gold Devils against Prime in Baller League. You wanted the underdog to get the point. Why is the Belgium coach dressed like a McDonald's manager? Also, Mark, where do you rank Belgium? I never understood why they had such a high FIFA ranking, says Beans on Toast. They probably have a high FIFA ranking because they qualified. Well, my bet's not going to come in because Doku's gone off now, so that's the end of that. Pardo's come on. This is the number 26. Apparently he's a good player from Lille, but he's only going to get about 5 minutes here. I think Belgium have a high FIFA ranking because they qualify for every tournament, get through the group stage of every tournament, and then get knocked out. So they're consistent enough to be around 10th, aren't they? But they're not very good. I think hydration breaks are noticeable only because the game flows better. In EPL, we're used to 2-minute throw-ins. So I tell you what, if this was the Premier League with 2-minute hydration breaks, people would be losing their shit. You're right. The games flow so quick that, you know, the hydration break is not as much of an issue. Mac Bell on TikTok says, my surprise teams are Norway, Morocco and USA. Morocco, Scotland on, is it Saturday night? Yeah, 11 o'clock. No, Friday night, Scotland, Morocco. That'll be good. United States, Australia at 8, and then Scotland, Morocco. God, Lukaku should have scored that. I actually thought it was half a chance. The cross comes in, he's on it. Oh my God. He's got to score that. It's a free header. On the 6-yard box. He's got to score that. Bro fell off. Yeah, Scotland, Morocco on Friday night at 11 o'clock will be very good. Looking forward to that. Brazil play Haiti at 1:30 in the morning. So we'll pull a late one for that. Turkey, Paraguay at 4 a.m. if you want to do that. It is the weekend. And then on Saturday night, Netherlands against Sweden at 6 will be good. And then Germany against Ivory Coast at 9 o'clock will be very good as well. Belgium's next game is Iran at 8 o'clock on Sunday. I'm not doing that. You can kiss my ass. T-Crow says, Mark, Alexi Lalas called James Corden a full kit wanker in front of Zlatan and Henry on live T. I've seen the clip. The thing is, he's not wrong. Jonah says, do Jordan against Austria. What? That's 5 a.m., isn't it, on Wednesday morning? Cam says, what's your thoughts on Australia versus Turkey, and do you think they can beat the USA? And also, go the Sky Blues. Is that a penalty? Referee says no. I like to see that again. Egyptian down in the box. Belgium player tangled with him. Well, I don't think VAR is going to get involved. I haven't seen a replay either. Been listening to your comments on the all or nothing. Man United can only control the narrative if they get top 4. Anything else signals ridicule. Exactly, Charlie, which is why I'm hoping. So Man United have got this Amazon Prime documentary next season, All or Nothing, where they're going to be following the club all season. I think if you're the owner of that football club, you go and get the best players you can because you're going to get ridiculed if it goes wrong. So I'm hoping it's a positive. Oh, you're going to be live for the Norway game? Yeah, tomorrow night, Hamza. Is it 11 o'clock tomorrow night? Yeah. And then Argentina. It's a long one tomorrow night. France, Senegal at 8. Norway 11. And then Argentina at 2. So yeah, I'll be exhausted on Wednesday. Favourite kit at the World Cup? Mate, that's a brilliant thread. You've done it inadvertently. That is going on my Threads account. That's the sort... You should come and work for me, Tom. T. Crow, sorry. That's the sort of genius I need. Is the Belgian manager Will Ferrell's done very well? Oh, the people from the stream are on it. That's why. I quite like Threads. It's a little bit of a Threads, Instagram Threads. It reminds me a little bit of X/Twitter without all the toxicity. My favourite kit at the World Cup, I would say, is... I like the Japan kit. I really liked the Ecuador away kit. You know, it's for me, it's still a watching brief. You know. T Crow says, I'd love to be a United Stand correspondent. When things have settled down a bit at the start of the season, the Premier League season, that's not a penalty for me. He does bear hug him a little bit, but it's outside the box, and it would have been a free kick anyway. Look at the Egypt manager. The Egypt manager just replicated the bear hug on the 4th official. Salah's had to pull him off. Not the 4th official. Yeah, that came out wrong. Basically, let me explain my words there. So the Egyptian attacker tries to go past the Belgian player and he grabs him like that and falls over. Foul not given. So the manager on the touchline is remonstrating with the 4th official, grabs him to say that should have been a foul, and then Salah comes and pulls him away. Pulls him off. Should have said pulls him away. But for me, I don't think it was a penalty. Belgium on the attack. 5 minutes added on. We've had 2.5. Robert, you're absolutely right. My Boyle Sports bet builder, Doku to score any time, it doesn't. If the person who came on for him scores, it will still count. Yes, I don't know who came on for Doku. If Belgium score, I'll have a look, but it's not going to happen, is it? Sanine says number 9 of Egypt is a player to watch. Barca under 19s. Now I've got to go and tell you who it is. Well, the run continues. I don't do 0-0s. I didn't do a 0-0 in the last World Cup. I didn't do a 0-0 in the Euros. And I haven't done a 0-0 here yet. Number 9 for Egypt is Hamza Abdul Karim. He came on for Salah in the 76th minute. Prem ref should take notes from the World Cup referees, says Ninja. I think they will. I don't think the World Cup, the Euros tend to do things that then get carried down to UEFA and the Premier League, and they'll have to. But you know what? It was where I would praise the World Cup is that we've been speaking about this on this channel for a lot, you know, when we're doing the Champions League watch-alongs or the Premier League watch-alongs. There are changes to the Premier League that could be made overnight like that. You know, a limit on throw-in times, a limit on, you know, the pushing and shoving on corners, speeding the game up on free kicks. And they're very, very simple things that have made this World Cup so much better than the Premier League was last season. So, yeah, they have got to do that. What's your thoughts on the Australian-Turkey game? As an Australian, I was definitely surprised we got a result, says Young Link. Well, you deserved it. You deserved it. And also, Turkey are a bit like Belgium. You know, they come into tournaments with high hopes, and unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Do you think Tuchel wins the World Cup? It's coming home. I don't know why I'm rubbing the Nike sign. It's coming home. 10 seconds to go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back at 11 o'clock, just before 11 o'clock for Uruguay. Looking forward to a bit of Bielsa ball, getting to have a look at them. They did do very well in the South American qualifiers. Finished on the same points as Brazil and Colombia. So we'll see what they're all about. There's Will Ferrell. Lovely stuff. So I will see you in about 45 minutes for the Uruguay game. What did the poll mean? 48-team World Cup or a 32-team World Cup? 53% of you prefer a 48-team World Cup, and 47% of you prefer a 32-team World Cup. I'm going to write that down, and I will answer that at the start of the next stream. Was it 50, 48, 47%? Yeah. Okay, I will give you my thoughts on the next one. Thanks to Steve, Lee, Riley, Ethan for the follows on TikTok. Really appreciate everyone who's given us a follow there. We will do another TikTok one for you at 11 o'clock as well, if you're going to be with us for that. Massive shout out to everybody again. I'm thoroughly enjoying this community we're building and growing during this World Cup. And thank you everybody who did subscribe on YouTube. We have hit 483,000, 1.483,000 on the road to 1.5. So thanks everyone who subscribed and got involved. And I will see you at 11 o'clock for Uruguay against Saudi Arabia. That's our next watch along. See you all in a bit. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in about an hour's time. I'm going to go and strum my guitar. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually am going to go and play the guitar. It's not a metaphor. See you in a bit.